All right, so in this video, I'm going to share with you my video sales letter example, template, script, software, and overall formula that made over $730,000 in the first year that we used it. So I'm going to break down the actual, what I use everything. So how I've got my whole setup, the microphones that I use, the software that I'm using to create everything, so that you have that and you can start implementing this. Because if there's anything that can make money faster than anything else, or if there's anything that can grow a business faster than anything else, it's having a video that shares what you do, why you do it, how you understand the customer's problem, how you fix the customer's problem, and it can direct them and lead them to wherever you need them to go so that you can help them fulfill what it is that they're trying to fulfill. So I'll break down every single thing. This is one of the biggest topics I see people wanting to know about. It was something I wanted to know the most about. So I just wanted to create the most, full and complete way to do it and simplify it as much as I possibly can. Because if you have a business and you don't have one of these running in the background constantly, it doesn't matter if you sell sand or if you sell the most high-tech digital whatever, it does not matter what it is that you're selling. These things are the key to all sales, and it's one of the hardest things that people have, it's the biggest thing that people have trouble with creating. So, and I can understand that because there's, video stuff involved, there's a script involved, there's just the formula itself and everything. So you'll have all of that in this video. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, or if you want me to do more about this, just go down in the comments below, ask the questions. That way I can keep creating content for you to help you do this, because this will be a big thing in helping you grow your school, helping you grow your business, helping you grow anything that it is that you're trying to get attention to, by showing people that you have the answer to their problem or whatever it is that they're doing, okay? So the reason I make these videos is because, there's a lot of stuff out there that's confusing, and when there's people just in the raw trenches that are needing to do things to make things happen, it's not really there. And so we want to be the ones to help you make something once and be able to use it over and over and over and over again, okay? Hence the name Make Once. So let's go jump into it. So the first thing when it comes to creating a video sales letter is, anymore, you used to not have to really be on the screen, but there's just so many tools that allow you to be on the screen, and it's just gonna be more connective than if you're not. So I just have a basic camera hooked up here, plugs into my computer. I keep my computer shut because it saves more space, and I can just operate everything on this one screen. A lot of people have all these screens and shit like that. You don't need that. One screen, one focus. I've got this basic light right here. Just got it on Amazon. It's like 20 bucks. Just a cheap camera here, but it shoots 1080p, and I got a wide angle lens on it. I've got this Shure mic right here. I can put links down in the description for this stuff. And then I've got this plugged in to here, which has the hard drive, because your VSL videos tend to be pretty big, so you're going to want to store them somewhere. I usually go from here and then put it in the cloud. And then this just adjusts right here. Okay, so you can adjust the temperature of the light depending on what it is. But people have all these big lights. You don't need a huge, big, crazy light. You just need that. I've got this because sometimes when I'm talking, I can hear other audio behind me. And then I've just got a basic setup behind me that's not going to distract from the overall thing that's going on. And then I just use this Miro software right here, okay? And this is where I create my slides. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on the actual computer here, and then I'm going to start walking you through what I actually do to create the whole VSL itself before I record it, the framework, the scripts, and all of that stuff. But this isn't always necessary. Like, you can always just, I could just use the computer because it's got a camera. It's got a microphone on it, and most of your stuff nowadays has all that. But these are little simple upgrades that'll help you just make it a little bit easier. And so as you can see, when I come in here, everything's already really set up already. So I can just sit down and I can start creating video. I can start creating sales letters, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to, get your message out there and really help other people understand, why you're doing what you're doing, why you've created it, that you understand their problem, and that you know how to solve it. So I'll get in, if you want me to get into some other videos on like how I put together videos and how I create this little framework, then, you know, for like the keywords and content map stuff, I can show you that as well. It's basically the reason you're seeing this video organically is because of this process right here. So I can show you that. Just let me know down in the comments if you want to know that process as well. You know, people ask all the time like what kind of mic I'm using, and they want to know that stuff. So you can see this little guy here. Okay, I took the little fuzzy thing off that it comes with, but you know, I'm gonna set this down just a second so I can grab this thing. So this is what I'm recording on right now. All right, it's a little Zoom F1 field recorder, and it just has a little SD card that goes into it. It's really handy. Like this thing clips on your belt, and it does a really good job with audio. And so that's what I'm recording. So I have my phone set to just 30 frames a second, and it's just in high def. Okay, because really that's all you need, and it airdrops to my computer really simple. And you know, 4K is great and everything like that, and you can do that, but it takes longer to edit. It's a bigger load on your computer. It takes longer to transfer the files and things like that. And I've seen zero difference in my conversion ability from you know, 4K to 1080p. So just 1080p, it's the same thing I'm running on that camera that I showed you earlier. But I like this because I can walk around, as you can hear. You know, I can walk around and still have great audio. So I just start recording on my phone. Okay, I'm just holding my phone here, and then it's in horizontal, and then I just click record on that. And then when I go into the computer, which I can show you how I edit all this stuff if you want, just let me know in the comments. And then I just, you know, put the audio underneath this track, line it up, get rid of the phone audio because it's not as good as this audio. And now I've got great audio. And if you pay attention to anything, pay attention to audio and lighting over anything. So, all right, let's jump in. I just wanted to share that with you because I know a lot of you are gonna ask. Okay, so when I go to record, I have the mic like about right here. Maybe I can turn this around. I have the mic about like right here, and I've got my camera right here. And then as you can see, I use ScreenFlow. So up here, and I can show you on the screen, but I wanted to show you how I get prepared for this. All right, so this Shure MB7 or whatever it is, no, it's the Shure MV7, okay? It's got this little software that goes to it. I like this thing because you can just plug it in with USB, and I just run it down this thing here, and then it plugs into the back of my computer over there, okay? But I have it plug into this thing so I can have this shut and all my stuff goes there. But what you want to do is you'll make sure that like you can see what I look like through this camera right here on my ScreenFlow program. So I use Mac, so I use this little ScreenFlow program, and I have it so that I'm doing a new recording. I record my screen, which is gonna be the screen I'm recording, and then it's also gonna record my camera, which is this thing, so I can be in the video, not just a flat screen. And then this down here is my Shure. So when you plug it in, it will show on here, and you want to make sure that your mic is doing that. See, test, test. Sometimes, you know, you'll get in a rush or whatever, and you got to come over here, and I just, you know, sometimes I'll mute the mic because I'll be listening through this thing. This is why I like this. These headphones can plug into the back of here, okay? And when they do that, then I can hear somebody else. I can hear other audio while I'm doing stuff. You know, sometimes I listen to music too, you know, and I'll have it muted. Just make sure you come over here and unmute it. And if you guys want me to go deeper into that stuff, I can. I've got some settings in here that seem to work really well for me. But I just make sure that my screen is recording, my video camera is recording, and my mic is recording, okay? And then ScreenFlow records all of this stuff into the actual software. And then I can even add video like this video into it. And so when you have those capabilities, just where you can simply connect all that stuff together, that is what makes this so cool. Because, you know, at the end of the day, your business, if you don't know that your customers are getting the message about you, and if you're not able to create video quickly on the fly, in today's world, you're gonna lose out really quickly, okay? So you wanna make sure that you get your video game dialed in. And so many of you are paying 50 to 100 bucks an hour to have video done, and you can just do it yourself and get it done. And then later down the road, when you're in a position to really, you know, take it to the next level, you can, and you can have somebody do it for you. But I just wanted to show you again that basic setup. You notice my desk is really clean. There's no distractions, there's no nothing. It's just one screen, one thing, and we're focused on this, okay? So let's go jump into the thing now. So now I'm recording through this mic, that camera, and we're recording the screen here. Let me jump over to the VSL I'm getting ready to actually shoot and use. And here's the outline. Now, it looks complicated and crazy. Maybe not. But this software, Miro, here's all my slides over here, kind of like Keynote or PowerPoint. But what I like about this is the ease and quickness of the whole thing, okay? So the formula that I use, and I've been through a lot of formulas, I've bought a lot of script software, I've done a lot of copywriting, knowledge and digging into all that stuff. And what I find has worked for me, okay, and has worked repeatedly is just following the good old-fashioned process of problem, agitate, and then solve. And then all of this right here needs to be done with a few things. Number one, clear. Make things extremely clear when you're communicating them. Number one, just having something confusing is just going to take you out right away. Because if it's confusing, people are out, okay? The next thing is you need to always have some sort of like urgency or scarcity, right? So if you're, like I always say, if your rent wasn't due, when would you pay it, right? You wouldn't. So you want to always have some kind of urgency at the end or scarcity of some sort. Limited seats, limited time to sign up, limited bonuses, limited price option. That's going to get people to move. And really, I've seen the times that you give people, depending on what you're selling, but in general, when you're using a VSL, I wouldn't go much more than a week. I like the 3 to 5 day mark. That seems to be a good countdown. And then that's how you can get all your emails in place to like follow up. And then you basically go from like announcing it a few times a day. And then towards the end, you're sending emails sometimes almost every hour to close it out. And you'll see most of your sales come at the very end, very end in like the last hour. You'll be like, man, this thing sucks. And then all of a sudden, boom, 20, 30, 40 grand comes in. So problem, agitate, solve. Remember, we're taking people from their current situation to their desired situation, and everybody has one. Just like yours watching this video, your current situation was, how do I make a VSL video? How do I create the formula? How do I create the script? How do I create the VSL? How do I create all this stuff? That's what you were trying to figure out, right? And so your desired situation is to know how to do a video sales letter so that you can sell whatever it is that you're trying to sell. So we just take people across this process here, okay? What is it? How do you actually get people across this gap to where they want to be, right? So you would basically lay out your steps and you're going to go through that. People, when they think about this formula, they're always thinking about like, oh, you got to do this secrets and blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, people are really crazy, right? You just got to frickin' tell them, okay? So if you show somebody how you actually solve their problem and you hold nothing back and you actually help them in the actual video, then at the end, you can always pitch something very lightly or very intensely, but it's always, here's how we solve your problem. It's like if somebody's coming to buy something, they're coming to buy something to solve a problem. If you show them in blatantly how you actually do that, okay, and you make a great offer at the end, ta-da. So it's like, here's your problem, right? So the video sales letter I'm getting ready to do is I'm showing the actual 4-step funnel that turns prospects into paying clients in less than 72 hours. It doesn't matter if you're charging, $29.97 or $10.97. And this is for coaches, consultants, course creators, people that want to have an online business where they're using their knowledge to solve people's problems and they want to do it in a digital way. This is what this is for. So you might be a coach that has, worked your butt off and tried to figure out how to do something, and you want to help people with it. And usually we're trying to solve your own problem, and then you figured out how to do that. And that's what you're going to do, is show people how to solve that problem. That's what I did. I didn't want to work for anybody. I just couldn't. It was like entrepreneurship chose me almost. And I just couldn't do it, right? So I had to figure something out, or I was going to be freaking flat ass broke all the time. So I just figured out, hey, if I know how to get companies and businesses and entrepreneurs, if I can show them how to get attraction and conversion using the internet. I started this back in 2006, got started in it really in 2007, been doing it ever since. Here it is, 2022. We figured out how to do an email campaign with eight email campaigns, made $224,000 in a month. So it's like we can figure this stuff out together. And so I can show you these things. And that's what I ended up doing. I learned how to use all the stuff, and then I teach people how to use it to make money and to grow their business. So that's what I'm going to be showing them here. Their current situation is they don't know how to, number one, attract prospects. Number two, they don't know how to take those prospects that they've attracted, leads, and turn those into paying clients quickly. Okay, nobody wants to wait on that. So that's the whole thing right here out of the gate. You want to have a title, a headline. This is the most important thing on this entire thing. Is you want to have a headline that your audience can't refuse, okay? I would just ask myself when I was in this situation, because most of the time as an entrepreneur, you're just helping people do what you figured out how to do. That's usually what happens in a business, okay? It's very seldom otherwise, right? Or your father or your mother or something was in something, but that's usually the whole part of the process, okay? So that's what I'm going to teach people in this. That's the opening slide. And then immediately you want to say who this is for. Well, who's it for? This is where you get to basically filter out who it's not for, and then you get to actually show who it is for, and this really draws people in. So I like to use the rule of 3 to 5. So, 3 to 5 things is really all you need. I don't care what the hell you're explaining, you can get it done in 3 to 5 points. So I show who it's for, and in this same way, I'm also really trying to magnetize the person and get them hooked right out of the gate. Because in the beginning of a video sales letter, you need to grab their attention. I use bright colors. I like to point with arrows. People like to see sequences. And then I hook them right away and I say, here's who this is for. Then I say, here's what you're going to learn. And I literally say, this is what we're going to learn in this video. And you want to hit the hot points. And the way I get these hot points here is by actually laying this out first. So what is your process? How do you get somebody from A to B? Okay. So problem. I talk about the problem right here, okay? Then in the way that I'm showing who it's for, I also can kind of agitate it here by saying, this is for people who earn a living from their experiences, influence, specialized skills, expertise, and a lot of people that are in that situation are having trouble with, and that's where I can really start to use these slides. So I introduce the problem, and then I'm still kind of introducing the problem here a little bit. And the way you know how to introduce the problem is by actually knowing your person's problem. It's all over the internet. It's all over comments, reviews, listen to other videos that are talking about the same topic, and that is going to help you, okay? Then, and take note of it. Just literally write it down or put it in a spreadsheet. Then I talk about what we're going to learn. This is also part of the hook, and it's also a place where I can start agitating, hey, you need to know this and you don't, and so this is the problem. And all you're always doing is saying, here's what I did. Here's what we found out. Here's what we learned. That's the video sales letter. It's not, hey, you got to do this. Hey, do this, do that. You can't tell anybody anything. You have to just share what you did. And, a lot of people, they don't know how to do it, and they're trying to do this, and they don't know how to do what they're trying to say they know how to do, and that's why you're having trouble. So if that's you're not there yet. You got to do it. You got to actually be able to say, this is what I did. That's why in the beginning, I like to just show flat screenshots of what I'm making, out of these email campaigns and, what we made, in a year doing this stuff and how things actually went, right? So once you get 1,000 payments on a product, you can kind of talk about what you did there. Okay. So I like to use a lot of visual examples because showing is better than telling. Conversation always gets beat by demonstration. Okay. After you say what you're going to learn, I go into some more of the details of it. And what I'm actually doing is setting myself up to be able to talk about and agitate the problem. Okay. I'm trying to not only hook them in these first 5 slides, but I'm also trying to agitate the problem, because once I get the problem really established and they know, okay, this is the problem this dude's solving or this chick is solving, then what I do is I'll go in and I'll start really agitating it. And by agitating, it's not just pissing them off or it's really building that emotion up, because people make decisions and buy things based off emotion, but you've also got to have the details and logic in there so that when the emotion fades off, they have logic to back up their decision. So in that whole way, I'm also trying to make them feel that emotion of why it bothers them so much that they can't figure this out, or what they're missing out on because they don't have this solution, and what they're missing out on in life because it's not there. So then I go, so instead of, I don't want you to be hoping and doing random acts of marketing or constantly stalling out and starting over. Instead, let's learn how to operate your online business, your consulting business, coaching business like a machine, and we can leverage these automated systems, just like you're watching this video right now. It's not live, right? But it is, working for me. It's leveraging me, and it's automated. It's happening without me, and it's a system because there's a whole process into what I'm doing here. And then I always put in, let's be clear here. And I do this because legally it's smart to do this, and you should do this. And I'm not here to jack around, like we're not doing any get rich quick sleazy crap. But you're also using this as a way to also show that you're being honest and true, and that you're not here to just, screw somebody over. And it really helps build that trust. And then I just, so we both can agree, like everything that I'm gonna be sharing in here took hard work. It took focus. It took true drive. It's, and people, when they hear that, they go, okay, yeah, this person is real. And then I start getting into examples, and I'm agitating them in the way that, because they want to do this stuff. They want to make these kind of, results happen in their own business. So I start talking about my results because I'm showing them, not talking about it just, oh, hey, I'm actually showing them, I do actually, do make high ticket with stuff. Okay. These are what customers have paid us over and over and over again. Okay. So, we do know how to do high ticket. All right. And, I didn't even put them all on here. There's like several pages here. I didn't go click the next button. Okay. So you can see we've been doing this for a while, and this is just establishing, actual credibility. And then what I do is I start going into what I said I was going to do on the landing page. And here's what a lot of people don't realize is that your bullets on your VSL landing page or your VSL funnel, I can pop that up real quick. So in your VSL funnel, like on mine, if I go to this page here, I'm sharing, here's what you're going to discover in this short video training. Okay, well, I just took those bullets right there, and the way I came up with these bullets is I just know all the problems that my client has and potential, sales that we're going to be doing and everything. I know that these are the things that are bothering them, and the reason I know this is because I went out and researched all the things that they're saying. I learned, if there's one thing I learned in all the copywriting studies I did, and just business, communications and messaging, when you're going to create your VSL, when you're going to create a formula for what you're going to talk about, or a script or whatever, David Ogilvy, he said, and it's that book that's like black and white and it's real big. I can pop it on the screen here. But in that book, he goes, I don't come up with copy. He says, I go out and find what my actual audience is complaining about and saying and wishing that they knew because they're asking and saying it. And back then they had to go do some crazy stuff to do that. Now we can just jump on social media, look at reviews, look at comments, look at that stuff. And I just reiterate it back to them, because if I can tell you what you're saying to yourself in your own head, you're going to be like, okay, the only way that person could know that is they actually understand my problem. And what you're trying to do in your VSL is get people to feel understood. They need to be saying, wow, this person knows my problem. Wow, this person is saying all the right things. And this person is like literally describing my life to me. So now I'm going to listen. Now I'm going to pay attention, because they couldn't know that unless they actually knew what they were talking about, right? Because you just can't know that stuff. So what I do is I go find all the things that they say, and I say them back to them, but I just leave out the punchline, right? So I'm like, hey, here's how I did this. And it's basically curiosity with a ton of benefit, but I never give them the answer. The answer is when they click on this button, opt in, and then go to the deal, right? And then that happens on the next page. And then I use a piece of the video, or I'll take and put a little, here's what's on the other side. So on my landing page, I just have a headline that's 90 cents out of the dollar. That's like the powerful, movement that happens on this page is them scanning this headline. Then I support the headline if I can. Otherwise, I just don't put anything there. And then I break down in bullets here. And I did this, I went 6 on this, but like 3 to 5. Okay. 3 typically is all I have. And keep it simple. There's nothing else on this page. Okay. And then that's, I make them either click here and it opens up this, or they'll click play on this and it also opens up this, because there's a little micro commitment thing that happens there and causes them to want to convert even more. So all that I put on the bullet point, I literally copy and paste that and I go, let's give you some answers, because that they came here because of this. And so if I don't deliver on my promise, they're just going to be like, well, this was a trick or some shit. So I literally just copy and paste it and I go, okay, we're going to talk about that. Then I come into here and I break down. Here's complex, and then I break it down. I say, okay, next. We go to the next thing. And then I just break that down. I literally answer the question. And at the same time, you got to remember, I'm helping them get like answers, but I'm always agitating, revisiting the problem at every slide, and then I'm talking and leading them towards the end for the solution, okay? And I don't let them scroll through the video, okay? Like, this is a YouTube video. I'm also going to cut this up and put it on all the other platforms because that just makes sense and it's smart. It's leveraging your time. But, this video, like when I go to do the sales video here, this one here, I actually don't let them scroll through, okay? And I don't put the button on the page right away, because if I do that, then they're going to immediately have this sensation that, oh, they're just trying to get me to buy something, even though they know that in the back of their head. Yeah, I'm watching a video, he's going to sell me something. That's why we call it a video sales letter. And the reason we call it a sales letter is because the video has letters on the screen, right? And it's a video and we're selling. So that's that, right? But when they come to watch this, I want them to come watch a training that at the end is embedded with a sales process at the end, right? So when we're in here, if you really want to get somebody's trust and commitment, give them all your secrets, because in almost every single business, you're selling implementation, okay? You can give everybody all the secrets, and most people are lazy and most people won't do anything about it. Like, they will do nothing. Like, you could get the book of the best secrets and ideas and things, everything, right? Like, I'm giving away everything right here in this, but 99% of the people that watch this are not going to implement it. So I'm doing this for that 1% that's going to see this and go, holy shit, I get this. I'm going to do this thing, right? So when you're doing this, if you give away all the secrets, they're going to be like, holy crap, if this is what the free stuff is, what are they going to do? Like, what is the paid stuff like, right? So in every instance of these bullets, I do a micro PAS, okay? Problem, agitate, solve. And if you have any questions about any of this stuff, that's why there's a comment section down below so that I can reply to your comments, or if you want me to do another video on this. Obviously, I can't cover absolutely everything in here. It would just take forever. But, this is going to get you really, really close. And by the formula, the VSL or the video sales letter formula, I'm doing this. I'm demonstrating this. This is an actual sales video that I'm using, right? And if you want to see it, I'll put a link down in the description so you can go watch this video if you want. Okay. But, it's always like, okay, here's the problem, all right, that you're experiencing. And then as I'm explaining the problem in the slide, I'm also agitating at the same time. Okay. It's like I'm sticking the knife in right here, and then I'm twisting it. It's like knife gets stuck in, and then I'm twisting it all the way through here. And then I'm like, then I provide the solution. Then I move on to the next one. I present it, and sometimes I only need one slide to do it all, right? Like, I just need one slide to stick the knife in, agitate it, and then, make it happy, whatever that is. It's supposed to be happy. But that's what you're doing, and you're basically going over all the things that you found out there about them, and you're going in and you're releasing that from them. You're answering that. You're helping them solve that. And through that, they want to keep getting more. And through that, it's allowing you to deliver your message that whole time. So think about it. You hook the right person. You, in this slide right here, get rid of the wrong people. And typically, they won't even get to the video sales letter if they're the wrong person, if you do it right, because the ad that got them there to the landing page and the landing page itself would have deterred the wrong people. So if somebody's actually watching this video, if your messaging is on point, meaning you know who you're talking to because you understand their current situation and their problem, by the time they get to this video, you've pretty much defined, or you pretty much know that you've got the right people watching, okay? And then when you get them in here, you hook them with something they really, really want that buys you time, 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour to hang out with them, and they get to know who you are, why you do what you do, what the whole thing is. And I haven't even, in this whole deal, I haven't even introduced myself yet, because they don't give a crap about that. They don't care who I am, the trophies I have, nothing. What they care about is getting this problem solved, because that's why they got here, okay? Later at the end, I'll share a little bit about me, or I'll be sharing about me as we go through this. And usually I just let this speak for itself. Like when I'm talking about what my results were, that's the stuff. And I go into far detail, right? Like as you can tell right now, this is a free video that you're watching on YouTube, and I'm going into the process. And the reason I created this VSL, or this video sales letter video, is because all the other stuff that I've seen out there, they're like leaving so much stuff out because they're afraid, possibly, okay, I don't know that for sure, but from what I'm assuming, because I used to be that way myself, is that they don't want to give away the actual secrets because they're trying to sell the secrets. I sell implementation. I'll give you all the stuff. And then when you're having trouble trying to get it to work, that's when you come to me and we just handhold you and take you through the whole entire process. So in each one of these, I'm doing a little PAS with all of them, right? And what I'm really doing is, in the back of my mind, I know that there's 3 big problems that have to be overcame through this entire process. Number 1 problem, and I'll just write these down right here. The first problem that you have to overcome is, and I got this from, I got what I'm going to share with you from Russell Brunson, but you'll start seeing it in all the copywriting books. But the first one is like internal belief, right? Their internal belief that they can actually create, in this case, like a funnel that converts people in 72 hours, they really don't think that they can do that. So I'm having to help them realize and see that, yeah, you can. It's not like impossible for you to do that. The second thing, and these are beliefs that you have to break and rebuild as you're doing this thing, okay? So I already know these going into it. So as I'm doing this thing, my nuance is I am also always paying attention to the fact that internally I have to make this seem, doable. So I'm always sharing with them and trying to be as clear as I possibly can about how to do that. The next problem number 2, is they also have these things outside of them or externally that they're saying, well, I can't do this because I'm too busy, or I can't do this because I don't have the right equipment, or I can't do this because whatever. And so you want to start breaking down through this whole process all the things on the outside that are going to be, an excuse for them why they can't do it. And you just have these known in your mind. You write them down. I've just been doing this for so long and have made so many video sales letters that I just know that in my mind about my audience. So I'm just always trying to say, listen, you might feel like you don't have time to do this, or you might feel like, your family's not going to, be on board with this. So as you're doing this stuff, and then I just kind of break it down, right? I address the elephant in the room, the problems or the disbeliefs, and then I break them down and answer them for them. Because this whole thing right now, you've literally got so much stuff out there distracting them. So many other people saying whatever it is that they're saying, good, bad, indifferent, fake, real, whatever. When you get them on your video sales letter here and you get them watching this, your mind has always got to be realizing that if I don't impress the absolute crap out of them and literally get them to have they can't think that you don't know how to do this. They have to know to the core that you know what you're doing with examples. And you could not have enough demonstration. You couldn't have enough examples. You can't have enough testimonial. You can't have enough of that, right? So, we've got over 600 clients in a very tiny, itty-bitty brick-and-mortar martial arts niche, and we've been able to make, 7 figures multiple times for many, many years now, where everybody else said, oh, people won't pay that. People won't do that. I had some of the biggest leaders in the industry tell me, oh, you're charging too much. People will never pay that. And yet they continuously do all the time. So you have to be able to literally break down their internal fears of being able to do this, or beliefs that they can't, their external fears or beliefs that, people from or things outside of them are going to break their ability to do this. And then also the vehicle that gets them there. So they don't believe your product, right? They're internally skeptical, right? They're internally like always coming to, because it's a protection mechanism, right? So you have to constantly share with them that this vehicle is the new way to do it, or this vehicle actually works, by just demonstrating to them that it actually works. Okay, so you're always trying to break those barriers down right there, and that's just always known, right? That's just always known in the back of your mind. See how cool this Miro thing is, and you can just connect things here. Like you can just connect stuff over, and all this stuff. Like it's so cool. And if you want me to do like a little tour of this thing, I can. Just let me know down in the comments. But you're always trying to do that. You're always trying to break that down. So like if you want to look at it in a certain way, it's like as you're going through this whole process, you're always taking and breaking these things down almost in every video, like every social media video, every VSL video, every offer that you make. You're always trying to overcome these disbeliefs. Okay. And I'll say just like belief problem. And you can go look at Russell Brunson. If you look at some of the stuff he has, it'll help you so much about this. Like his book, .com Secrets, and his new book, Traffic Secrets and stuff. He really goes into great detail on this, but you're always doing that in your video sales letter. And don't be afraid to like mention other people. Matter of fact, it's not even cool if you don't, right? Like I've learned so much stuff from like Sam Ovens, Aaron Fletcher, Frank Kern. I went and talked with Frank Kern, stood on the stage, shook his hand, talked to him about, he was telling me about his divorce and this stuff, Brennan Burchard, like all these guys, we stand on the shoulders of giants. It's like books are just books written about books. And if you're scared to share all that stuff, it's because most of the time you're full of shit, right? So don't be that way. Just be honest and be out. Don't be worried about, there's no competition. People are going to love you for you, okay? So I just go through this process, and once I get through what I told them I would say and deliver on, remember on the landing pages, this I literally said to them, here's what I'm going to give you, so gosh damn it, give that to them, right? Once I do that, then I get to a place where I always have this like one slide before we get into the actual pitch. Okay, so I get through all that stuff, and the very last bullet on here in that bullet point, it's like you can do everything while fulfilling your inner. I always make the last bullet like about them and their core thing that they're trying to do, which for you watching this, you're probably wanting to create a video sales letter so that you can create enough income, so you can create enough freedom, so you can do the things in your life that you want to do and help the people that you want to help and have significance, have success, and that, right? Like, duh, right? So why would I not make sure that we talk about that? Because that is the actual back end core reason you're doing this and you're watching this still right now. And so I bring that up and I'm like, so listen, here's how it works. When you dial this in, you're going to, create this. And I break it down, the math. I'll tell you what, if you sell something that's high ticket, or if you sell something where you're talking to educated individuals that, are, very like, they're running a business. Like I talk to people that already own a business. I'm talking to experts, coaches, course creators, consultants. These are not stupid people by any means. They don't need to hear they need to hear the little, hey, you can do it stuff. But more than anything, they want freaking numbers. Like, hey, this brought me up, 10% ROI over 30 days with this one element. They're wanting the tactics, the stuff. If they're already a coach, consultant, expert, course creator, they already own a business, they're an entrepreneur, they've already got through that little period of like, oh yeah, you can do this, believe in yourself. They've already done that, right? And so you got to think about your customer. What if they don't insult their intelligence kind of a deal? You still got to talk about it because it's there, right? Like I've got like a, hey, cool man, bro, time to, there's that. But you need to break down and talk about like the numbers with them, right? It's called, I think Alex Hormozi says like, he calls it's like his data. He said it was like his secret. And it was in the Dan Henry podcast where Alex Hormozi and Dan Henry are talking. Incredible podcast. Matter of fact, I'll link to that down in the description. But in that, what he talks about is he's like, show them the actual like numbers, like break down like, hey, by doing this, it increased our ROI or our EBITDA or whatever by X, like get into the details like that and show them that, because that concretes things, right? That concretes things. So I do that. I have a slide like that where I kind of lay it out and make it crystal clear. And then with colors, try to keep colors at a minimum. Like 2 colors is the best. 3 colors is like max. And just if it goes, which I know that I broke that rule right here, but these are like icons. So, but you want to pay attention to all that. When it comes to design, I'm all about keep it all white or minimal and let whatever's on the screen be the color. Okay, so you'll notice like most of the time it's real simple. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I've always just used rules of 3. Keep the colors at a minimum, which these are bad examples, but because but like this here, right? Gray, black, white, and then yellow's the pop, right? I try to just have like one pop color. You can see because I'm not trying to sell my artisticness, right? But I don't want to show up with like, brown pants and a friggin', weird ass color. Like I want to at least be complimentary with colors, right? So keep that in mind and just keep it clean, keep it clear. So once we do this slide, I drive the whole point home, what you can do. And then I go, so you basically have got 2 options. And I try to find either a fork in the road or like this here. And then I go through their 2 options. I'm like, now you'll figure this out eventually, but it's going to take longer. And then I explain why. It'll be harder. And then I give example. It's like, make your point, back it up, and then move forward. And I'm always doing like problem, agitate, solve. I'm always being considerate of their disbeliefs. And I'm always thinking about them. Like it's all about them. This is nothing about you. Okay. So I go through option 1, which is, you can do this yourself, but it'll be longer, harder, more expensive, more painful. Or option 2, you can partner with us and get there faster. Okay. So it'll be faster, easier, less expensive, more fun. And I break that down. Then I go, so hopefully you're using your intelligence, and I'm always like trying to be on their side, right? I'm not trying to talk down to them. Okay. I'm trying to get in the boat and like give them a hug and hold with them. And I say, here's what you can expect if you choose option 2 to partner with us. And then I break down, here's exactly what we're going to be doing. Okay. Here's exactly what this looks like. And then I go into, and I'm like, geez, and you're going to get all that in just this amount of time. Cause that like relays that. And then, cause it's like, they're thinking about time all the time. So let's like just address the elephant in the room. And then so I go, so now if you're somebody that wants to do this and you feel like what we talked about describes you, then we need to talk. If you want to actually convert people and you actually want to do it with the least amount of stress, pain, and discomfort, get them on a Zoom or a phone call. And that's what I say. Here's how it goes. I opened up my schedule over the next 5 days. So in a video sales letter, with the coaching, consulting, high ticket stuff here, and if you're a martial arts business owner, you're a high ticket coach or consultant. If you're you own a lawn business and you're teaching people how to do the same thing, you're a high ticket coach and consultant. Like if you know a absolute ton about a topic and other people want to know that, you are a consultant if you choose to be, right? A consultant is literally just a coach, author, is just somebody that knows an absolute metric crap ton about a particular dynamic or topic or thing, and other people want to know that, so they teach them that stuff, or they give that stuff to them, or they demonstrate that to them. That's all it is. All right, don't get confused. Okay, so I say, here's how it goes. We jump on a Zoom, okay, for about 45 minutes or so. I'll lay out a solid action plan. It's a free call, okay, and I can guarantee you that whether we work together or not, or whatever, it's not a high pressure call or anything, whether we work together or not, you're going to leave that call with an absolute ton of value, and we'll either work together or we'll part as friends. Being just blatant with people and candid is what they want. Enough is enough with the bull crap, right? Just be straight. And then I go into it again, who it's for, and I come at it a little bit just different angle, but it's basically saying the same thing. And I always put, you got to have skin in the game. And the reason I say that, and I learned this from Sam Ovens, is because you don't want people coming in with the idea that they're just going to, click a button and be rich, or you don't want them to come in and just be lazy or not willing to work. And that's why all of our clients, almost 600 of them now, they just like, they know internally who I am and who we are, and that we work and we do this stuff. And so I just say, please understand, this is kind of that urgency scarcity thing. I'm like, I'm only opening up my calendar for 5 days. And it does fill up quickly, and I've only got 15 to 20 calls over the next following days. So if you're serious about this, you want to know how to do all the stuff we just talked about and everything, go below the video and click Let's Talk, okay? And so when I do these like YouTube videos or when I put videos out on social media, I always put my link to apply to us down in the description, because some people that are really serious, they're going to go down there and look in the description and give them the chance to set up a call with you. And then that all just goes on your calendar, and your calendar will start looking pretty awesome. Like, here's an example of our calendar, because in this video, I'm actually showing like what we do. And I can go through this funnel and stuff, or there's a link down there in the description, and I kind of go through the funnel and everything. It's real basic, it's real simple. And like in this particular video, I always give like a bonus to over deliver. So like in this one, I'm giving them my funnel, I'm giving them my website layout, I'm giving them my online course portal stuff. It's just a one-click download. But this is my actual calendar here. Okay, you can see my little head up here. And this is for our business, and this is what your calendar will look like when you do this. Like, I don't care what's going on. I don't care what the economy's doing. Everybody, people still have their problems. Okay. So, this is what will happen, right? And your calendar will fill up. You wake up, you look at your Google Calendar, and you'll be like, oh shit. Okay. And then when they click on that, the way we do this, with the software we use for the calendar, they answer some questions. So we have like this breakdown of everything that the person is and does. And so we can, because when you start getting a calendar full like this, you have to start like vetting them this way too. And this is a really great place to be. So this is how I lay out those slides. You can use Keynote, you can use PowerPoint. I love this Miro software because I can just like move things around. I can to create a new slide, it's really simple. I can just go boom, and I've got a new slide, and I can just like adjust things so easy. I can draw on this thing. That's another big thing that I like, is like the freedom to draw real simple. But I also love Keynote. It's not necessary. It doesn't matter about that, as long as you can present slides. Google Slides works really great too. But the big key to this video sales letter is just problem, agitate, solve, breaking down these internal, external vehicle, and then using urgency so that they act now, be very clear, and then help them by actually helping them first, right? That's like what Frank Kern always says, right? Help them by actually helping them first, so that they go, holy crap, this was the most helpful thing I ever, seen. And so for you, in closing, if this is the most helpful VSL breakdown you've ever seen, let me know down in the comments. If you feel like I left something out, let me know down in the comments. So that's like a little call to action. At the end here, this is your call to action right here. It's these slides where you're going, now, if you're this type of person, here's what happens. We get on a call. Here's how the call goes. That's being clear, okay? But this is the whole call to action sequence, okay? This is who this is for. So if you're not that person, please do not click the Let's Talk button. We don't need to talk if you're not this person. And then I remind them again, we only have 5 days out. And you don't want to let your calendar, don't let them schedule more than 5 days out in general, because it's like what Sam always said, hit the iron while it's hot, right? You want to, because if you let them schedule too far out, they'll be like, I don't remember doing that, because there's too many distractions hitting them all the time, and it'll mess them up. So keep it short, and it's also a good urgency thing. And then when you get on the actual call itself, you'll want to, there's a script that we use. It's like a 12-step script, and it works phenomenally, very, very well, converts very good. If you'd like me to do a video over that, just let me know. But this is what we do. This has worked for me time and time again. So to review, I talked about being able to create a video sales letter. Here it is. It should take, typical video sales letter will be anywhere from 10 minutes. I've seen 5-minute ones that work really well, up to I've done 3-hour ones. I don't tend to worry about the time as much as I do worrying about making sure that I'm actually going to be solving their problem, making sure that I'm actually going to be able to help them. And that's the thing that I really want to pay attention to the most is, like they say in copy, have it short enough to keep it interesting, but long enough to keep it respectful, kind of like a woman's dress or skirt, right? But that's cool. That's a great little thing to think about. But to me, it's more about did you cover the bases that needed to be covered? Did you break down and rebuild these internal, external, and vehicle beliefs? Did you really address and make clear of the problem? Did you agitate it by helping them be clear that it's important for them to solve this problem? And then did you actually give them a solution? And did you give them an ability to get in more contact with you to get a deeper solution? Like when they get through this, yeah, I show them how to do all this stuff, but I know just from experience that they need help, setting up and doing the keyword stuff or the content. They need help creating the ads. They need help with the tracking software. They need help with tracking the ads and all that stuff. They need help with email automation. I know that. I showed it to them. I told them what to do and how to do it. Or I showed them what it is and why we do it. But to get into the how-to, the deep how-to, I know they're going to need help with implementing that. That's why we give away the secrets and we sell implementation, okay? I can't remember who I heard that from, but it was recent. It might have been like Alex Hormozy or something like that, but it's the truth, right? Or Cody Sanchez, I heard her say something about it too. But that's the truth, like show proof. Demonstration beats conversation every day of the week. That's why I demonstrated here what I do and what this looks like, okay? And as far as the software, I use Miro, I use ScreenFlow, I use to do some image editing. I use a Mac. Okay. I use, a lot of the pictures and stuff I can just go into here, and there's like an icon finder inside here. That's another reason I like this. I can use these icons to get like pictures and stuff like that are not copyrighted. I actually just go and I use Pexels. So if you go to Pexels, okay, I use this you can get videos off of here. They do video and they do images, and you can just type in anything in here, right? And these are all free to use, okay? Extremely awesome. Here's Canva. You can use Canva to do some editing and stuff. I use Pixelmator. I like this Pixelmator Pro. It's kind of like an expressed version of like Photoshop if I need to do like some like crazy editing or something like that, which typically I don't. And then when you're speaking, just speak in real clear, like you don't need to go into crazy language. Just speak like you're talking to a kid, because why would you not want to do that? Why would you want to be complicated, right? Like it's complicating enough. So that's that, right? So the formula, problem, agitate, solve, but I'm doing that in every slide. That's what they don't tell you. I don't hear people say that a lot. They think that it's problem, agitate. It's like problem up here, then agitate, then solve. No, it's all problem, agitate, solve. And the whole time you're keeping things urgent. You're keeping things clear. You're actually taking them across this journey that you actually take them across to actually solve their problem. Wow, right? What a great idea. To actually show them what you do. Like, don't be scared to show them what you do. And then you're always making sure that you're, helping them understand that, yeah, you can do this. You're constantly doing that. It's like throughout the whole thing, you can do this. Externally, don't worry about these outside forces. You can figure it out. You can do this thing. I know that these things are there. Don't deny them. And don't act like they don't exist at all. Address them and then show them a way through it. And then the vehicle, show them how it actually works. Best way to do that is use testimonials or use examples. My favorite way to do it is just to actually, testimonials are great, but just show them how to do it. Like, just show them the thing doing it. Like that's like, I mean, testimonials are always great, but if I'm like, you could get a testimonial, let's say, from the most influential leader in the world that says, hey, Mike, he can fly. And you're like, people can't fly. So no matter how, much testimonial you would get from the smartest, most greatest person on the on the planet, we know humans can't fly like birds. Like, we can't flap our arms and start flying, right? So, I could have the best people in the world give me a testimonial and say, yeah, he can do that. But there's still this I don't know. But the way you really beat that is you're like, all right, guys, watch this. Here, flip this thing on, watch this. And you fly off into the sky. You're like, okay, that guy can freaking do that. That's what I love about what I'm doing here, is because I talk about how to get the right person's attention the likelihood that you're anything else other than a business owner, a coach, consultant, a course creator is unlikely, especially if you're still watching this. Number two, I talk about how to do a video sales letter. Here's my video sales letter, and I just walked you through what I do. Like I'm doing it. I'm flying in front of you. Like this is what I'm doing, right? I just show, yeah, this is what we did. This is what this campaign did. Okay. These are what these email campaigns, these are organic raw campaigns. This had no ads behind it. And it did this in email campaigns. So like, and I just show you, I go into my actual Stripe where you can see the customer's credit card thing, right? Like it's like, yeah, we've charged this and done this like many, many times. So, that's the way I like to do it. Like my grandpa, I think about like my grandpa, he's a farmer, I live here in Kansas. Like, can you do it or not? It's like, can you lift it or can you not lift it? Pretty simple. If you can lift it, all right, show me how you did that. Period. If you stick to that, life gets real simple. There's no trickery here. It's just here. This is what we do. Okay. So I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this. If you like this type of content, great. And I look forward to seeing you around. And there's links down in the description to the stuff that I was describing throughout this whole period. So this is how I create a video sales letter. This is how we've been able to make outsized returns. And this thing is beautiful because it's like you can make this thing work in the background consistently all the time, constantly just going and going and going. And then when you attach like a simple email automation to it, that's how you get the follow-up, because the fortune's in the follow-up. So we use retargeting and automation to keep driving people back to this page right here where we put the video. But that's for another video. And like I show all our traffic sources and how we do all that stuff too. Okay. So what I just did there was I kind of hooked you into looking at other videos. All right, so I'm going to show you how I'm actually editing this VSL video. So I'm inside a ScreenFlow right now. And this track right here, so this, when I told you about the headphones, okay, this is why I have the headphones, because right now I'm going to be able to hear this, but I'm also recording the audio of my computer so you can hear it, because I want to show you how I do the overlap here. But this audio here is from my little recorder, right? Remember when I was telling you about this thing? So I took the SD card out of it right here, and I put it in the little SD card reader over here that's plugged into my computer. And this is the video track that I recorded on my phone. This is the audio from my phone. I literally clicked on this and I clicked detach the audio, and it detached the audio that my phone recorded from the phone speaker. It detached it from the video portion, and then I uploaded the file or imported the file off of the SD card, off of the better audio. Okay, so I'm gonna play both for you and show you why I do that, because audio really matters. And the reason why you like, listening to something is because it doesn't like drive your audible like part crazy. We can deal with like kind of shitty video, but audio, nah, it's like audio is more important. We'll watch black and white TV as long as the audio sounds good, right? So the other thing that helps my audio in here, and I can talk about it later, but I made these acoustic sound panels, $250 for like 11 panels that would normally cost like close to $3,000. So a lot of people want to know, like, how do you make your audio sound so good? There's no resonant. That's why. They're really simple and easy, but anyway, I digress. Back to this. So I'm going to first play, I'm going to mute this. Okay, I'm just going to press V inside a ScreenFlow, again, on a Mac. If you want to do this on a PC, just get Camtasia. Okay, so I muted the audio. This is the audio from the phone, and here's the video. Okay, so I'll play it. Video, I'm going to share with you my video sales letter example, template, script, software, and overall formula. Okay, so there's the phone audio. Now I'm gonna actually mute the phone audio and go back and turn on the Zoom F1 field recorder audio. Okay, so let's listen to that same little thing there. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my video sales letter example. So I'm going to now have to match it, my audio together so it like matches with my mouth. But let me show you the difference here. When I take this audio right here, I've made some presets where I can go into the audio and I just go to my this bass and treble boost thing, and then I just smooth the audios like this. And now listen. Template, script, software, and overall formula that made over 730. Now compare it to this. 730,000 in the first year that we used it. So I'm going to break down the actual. Okay, so you can see the difference is quite obvious. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and line this up so that, and then I'm going to delete this track. Okay, now the phone didn't sound bad. So again, don't think that this is completely necessary. Okay, because obviously you can see it does take a little bit of extra time, not a lot, but it does take a little extra time. So I press the plus key on my keyboard so I can get these wave files out, and you can see I'm just matching up the pattern here, and then I play them both. All right, so in this video, I'm going to share with you my videos. So when the video, when the video audio and my microphone audio, if I can't tell them apart, like if I move this just a little bit, now listen. Sales letter, example, template. Okay, we don't want that. We want it to sound like this. Script, software, and overall. When it sounds like it's just one audio playing, that's when they're matched. And then I'll come in here and I'll cut it like right there. So I'm just going to click T to cut it. I'll press O, makes that little thing, and then I hold down Command backspace, and it just cuts it perfectly. And then I'll click on this, and I will just delete it, and I move this up. And now, all right, so in this video, I'm going to share with you my video sales letter example, template, script, software, and overall formula. Okay, so now I've got that, and I'm just going to do that. I hold Shift Z, puts all the tracks on the screen. I'm going to do that for the rest of this, and then this is my other microphone. So like this audio here is this microphone here, okay? So I'm going to pull this down. On this, I can just right click, detach audio, so I can see the audio file, okay? And then on this one, I just go up to the these presets, and I just I call it Gucci audio. I don't know, it's kind of silly, but so I just press that, and it automatically just edits it. So I made the audio configuration one time, and then I saved it so I don't have to jack with it each time, because here's what actually is going on, like all this stuff. Okay, I set up all these things like the peak limiter, sample delay, dynamic processor, and then I adjusted the EQ. And then once I did all that, I just went up here to this thing and I saved it by pressing plus, and then I just named it this, and then I can mess with it, but it's like a preset, so I don't have to mess with that each time. That's what makes my audio editing goes really fast. I try to shoot everything in one take. Sometimes you can't do that, but typically if you can't do that, a lot of times you're either just new to video and you need to shoot more video, or you don't know what you're talking about. So that's always been my case. Maybe yours is different, but. And then as far as what people think about what you look and all that shit, forget about all that crap. Who cares? Okay. So let me get to the end of this. The ones to help you. Now, when you've got a lot of time and energy, you can go back and like cut this to where it's like really choppy, quick cuts. So there's no blah, blah, or so what's or something like that. When you go to like splice two clips together, there's something called J cuts and L cuts. So you're either going to move the audio this way or move the thing this way. And I'll show you, like, let me go in here. Okay, right now the way this cuts, here's the difference between these two clips. Like the way it cuts now is like, okay, hence the name Make Once. So let's go jump into it. So the first thing, so that's okay. Those are just like straight cuts. But if I come to the very end here, because I zoomed in, I hit T to cut that, then it cuts that. I double click, hold Command, double click, hit backspace. It just butts them up against each other. A J cut or L cut, I'll probably get this backwards, but like what I would do is I'm going to pull a little bit of this track back and pull a little bit of this one forward. So what happens is you're hearing me and it's like slight voiceover into this, and then it goes into it, and you can't. So this would look like a J, right? Like a J, or no, an L. See, I knew I'd fuck it up. An L, okay. Or I can go the other way with it, right? Like, so I can go like this, and I can have it go over this way, and I can do this. So like, first thing You see, like, so let me show you the difference. So like, watch. Let's go jump into it. So the first thing.
That was beautiful.
See, this like seamless, right? Like because you're hearing the voice down here before you even, you're hearing the voice in the last track, and then you're going into it, so it blends right in, or vice versa. You're seeing the new track, and then you're still hearing the certain voice, so it's like a voiceover. And this is how you make seamless cuts. And as far as how far you come in here, just fuck with it and see. Like, you'll be able to tell. You can tell, if it feels seamless, then great. If it doesn't, then switch it, do an L or a J, one of the two. But that is how you splice things together and make them sound awesome. So I just wanted to tell you that, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't know how to make a cut, or they'll make these like jump cuts and it'll like look crazy. So, but in this case, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not necessarily, done's better than perfect, but I just know that what I'm saying in here, I've already like mentally went through what I wanted to say and cut out a lot of that bullshit. So, and that just comes with experience. It's like no different than anything, right? It takes experience, but this is how you get there, by creating lots of these. I've created thousands of videos. So, don't let the gray hair fool you here. Like, I've fucking been doing this for like since 2006. I've been shooting videos, okay, all the time. So anyway, I'm going to come here to the end.
Hence the name Make Once. So let's go jump into it.
Okay, so I stop there. I'm just going to hit T, that cuts it. I'm going to select these two tracks, backspace, they're cut. Okay, now on the actual video look, I'll find a place where it's not like blurry, meaning I'm like moving around or something. I'll just get like a still shot here. And then I click on that, and I've got presets under that too. So I go to the video, and then here I go to my little save thing here. And then I'm just going to put the teal and orange, and then it sharpens it. You see how it kind of like, you see that? How it sharpens? Let me undo that. So see how I went from like that, and then you don't need to add a lot, just a little bit, like boom, just a little bit of sharpening, a little bit of contrast. You can still see it's kind of grainy and stuff, but the shit doesn't matter. I'm telling you, okay? Like, I'm telling you. Now with audio, with like music and stuff like that, like typically, putting music to things, it's should I or shouldn't I? But it does help if you know how to do it. It adds emotion. And the way you think about like doing that is, what emotion am I wanting somebody to feel? Like, what emotion am I trying to get somebody to feel or experience? That's how you go about it. And what I actually use YouTube, and I'll come in here and let me get off of this real quick. I go in here, I go to YouTube Studio, okay? And then in YouTube Studio, you just go over here to the audio library here. And then what I do is I click search. I go to mood. What mood am I trying to get them to experience? So in the beginning, I want them to kind of like, I want them to feel like, happy maybe, or dramatic or dark or whatever, right? So in this one, I want them to feel like inspired, like to do this, okay? So I'm going to click inspiration, apply. So it just adjusted everything to this type of mood that I want people to feel. And then I don't want to worry about copywriting crap, so I just go attribution not required. That means I don't have to like attribute this to anybody. It's just like kind of like Pexels, where it's like copyright free. So attribution not required. And then I go into the genre that I like. And I always, dance and hip hop kind of stuff. Like, you can pick different things. I found, or cinematic sometimes. It just seems to, I don't know, I like it, right? So now it's all adjusted for that. You can, I have starred ones that, like you can save some of these that you like or whatever, and then you can always go back, saves you time. And then you can adjust duration by clicking on it. And in the beginning of this, like that first clip, I'm just going to bring some video or some music in on the first like track, and then I may lace it throughout, but usually I don't. I just put it at the beginning and the end, kind of gives it a beginning and the end feel. But this little clip right here, if I double click on it, it is 2 minutes and 19 seconds right there. So it says that right there. So I'm just going to go find a track that kind of works with that. That's around 2 minutes or so. Like, here we go. So I start looking for these. Let's listen here. Not bad. Another little trick is, if you're real low, you need to kind of get some more upbeat music. It's like doing the opposite of what you are. If you're real high strung, maybe get a little bit lower tempoed music, because it's like balance, right? It's just a little thing that I don't know where I learned that or whatever. Maybe it's just common sense. Maybe, I don't know. I'd like to think it's that, but let's see. And it'll tell you like, oh, maybe it doesn't. Not on this. I thought it did.
So I just, this shit takes usually the longest, but I usually don't get too twisted on it. Like I kind of like this right here, but I don't know. It's always kind of a weird thing, right? Like trying to figure out. Another thing is you can go find like audio that people use all the time, so you can kind of like see, oh, this is popular, so people are gonna kind of like connect with it better. It's kind of like finding the trend in something. Okay. And sometimes I like click through. I'm like, if it's too like bangy and crazy, like sometimes it's hard to. Let's see here. Yeah, it's just I kind of like this one right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. So just click download, and then what I do, I'm on Mac again. It puts it right down here. I can just literally drag it in here. Boom, done. And then the way I like structure this is I'll click on it, and then I come up here to the audio settings, and I'll click like smooth volume levels. So that kind of takes the highs and the lows out, and it increases the lows, it decreases the highs, so there's no like limiting hits and stuff like that. And then I put the same kind of filter on it, like the bass treble boost thing that also like kind of helps it out. And then typically I find that around like anywhere from like 10 to 20 is where you want to have the volume. You don't ever want to, like the main thing here is my voice and what I'm saying. So I don't want the music to compete with that, and I don't want to make it hard to listen to or distractive. It just needs to kind of blend, and sometimes you got to multiple tracks to figure that out. So I just kind of click around in here. I'm like,
all right, so in this video, I'm going to share with you my video sales letter example, template, script, software, and overall formula that made over $730,000 in the first year that we used it. So I'm going to break.
Now you can also, like, a lot of things that's really popular now because people are watching things in silent is like, adding captions to this and different things like that. But in the brevity of this and like what I'm trying to do, I wouldn't necessarily do that because this is more of like a here's exactly what to do kind of video. So it's not about like that, but it's kind of a personal preference, but it is popular right now.
That can make money faster than anything else, or if there's anything that can grow a business faster than anything else, it's having a video that shares what you do,
so why
you do it, how you understand the customer's problem, how you fix it.
So I adjust the volume a little bit, let go,
the customer's problem.
I'm using the space bar to play and pause it.
And it can direct them and lead them to wherever you need them to go so that you can help them fulfill what it is that they're trying to fulfill. So I'll break down every single thing. This is one of the biggest topics.
So I can barely hear the music, so I'm gonna just crank it up just a little bit. Now I use these headphones here. They're the Sennheiser HD 280 Pros. It's the ones that Joe Rogan uses. You'll see a lot of music because they're studio monitors. Like they give you the highest dynamic range. You can hear all the stuff, and that's important when you're editing videos so you can hear like I
see people
like you want to hear things as good as you would hear them in the best situation so that you can edit it accordingly.
Wanting to know about it was something I wanted to know the most about.
You don't have to go through all this shit. I'm just trying to give it to you, right? So I want you to have it. You don't have to do all this stuff. When I first started, I didn't have any of this shit. I just literally didn't have any of this. I just recorded videos.
So I just wanted to create the most, full and complete way to do it and simplify it as much as I.
Okay, so I like that. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to go in and continue editing the rest of these. And then when I get done, I will go up here. I'll click File, and then I'll click Export. And the way I export this is I go to Fastest, 1920 by 1080. Make sure that's set correctly. And then I choose a place where I want to put it, and then I name it, and I export it. It exports, and then you can upload it to YouTube or wherever you want to upload it. Okay, if you want to so let's say I wanted to chop some stuff out of this and turn it into like TikToks and all that crap. I can just come up here to the cropping, and I can change the crops here. Like I can set up stuff there, or I can start from the very beginning when I open up a file. Like if I wanted to start a new file, I can set that up. So if I go to like, for instance, File, New, and I was going to start a new video, I can go to New Document here, and it has like presets in here for iOS like this. It's got Square, Instagram. So Instagram or Portrait or any of these like portrait modes will work for like TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff, right? So you can preset the orientation and then pull these files into it like this. You can just drag and drop those in there and then adjust them on the screen so you can see what you want to see. So that's that. So I wanted to add this in there because I wanted to give you a complete VSL, like how I do it. Like this is how you even edit it. Okay. So this is like the most complete video on how to do that. So, okay. So that whole video that I just did is the same way that I would record the VSL video. And so that's why I did it this way, because it was like kind of inception. It was like a video sales letter inside of a video sales letter. But when I get done, you see now it's on the screen here. And what I can do is, and I'll flip the screen around here in a second, but now what I do is I just go in and I just make simple edits to this timeline here. I can snip and cut out different clips. I can shorten these clips and use them for other videos. I can create shorts from them. I can create TikToks. I can create vertical videos from it, because this is the video editing software of ScreenFlow, and I can change the orientation of the screen to be vertical or horizontal like it is now. And then I just go in and I export it. I upload it to Wistia if I'm using it as a video sales letter, because I can control whether they can play through it or not. It's unshareable in a certain way. And in a video sales letter, that's what I want, because people are having to opt in to watch this training. And then I can add things to the timeline like I did with these clips. And then I just have adjustments I can make in there. I can adjust the audio, I can adjust the video. That all happens up here in this like little area here. And they make it really simple, okay? And so it's just basic video stuff. Like this is not some fancy dancy camera, but it worked damn fine, didn't it? You know, this isn't like high-end, crazy expensive crap. It's a couple $100. This thing will last a long time. This is a well-built thing. This is a very great deal. The editing process, it's just clip, cut, move it around, and I'm done with it, right? And just keeping it simple, but basically just taking people through this process is what you're doing. You're explaining to them how you actually help them by actually helping them. Don't make it any more complicated. There's no trickery. It's not like we're leaving something out of the deal, okay? It's how that actually works. And so, you know, we've been able to create all that, and it all just happens right here. It's all you need. Like, you know, people do all this wild and crazy stuff, and they don't need to, okay? Demonstrate what it is that you do. Show them how you actually help them by actually helping them, and then give them a call to action to contact you. You know, call using the button below. Come in if you're brick and mortar, like let's say you're a martial arts school, and I'm just talking about that because we work with martial arts schools. If that's what you do, tell them to come in and meet with you. Schedule them, get them scheduled. You know, it's like movie stars. You can't just go hang out with them, right? They're hard to get to. That increases their value. Like you want what you can't have, right? So the more you keep it like hard to get, the more attraction it is, right? The harder it is to get something, the more valuable it becomes. But you're only making it hard for them to get because you're trying to filter out the people that aren't serious about it. And if you want to charge more and you want to do high ticket, because when you do high ticket sales, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you increase your ticket, you're going to get a better customer typically, because they can afford to be, you know, you got to be somebody to be able to afford things, right? Because the only way to get money is solving problems. So you're dealing with people that are eternally like, you know, problem solvers, obviously, if they have money. Number two, you can serve them better because you have more money, more profit, so you can buy better tools to help them. You can buy time to help them. You can have people helping you because you can afford to, and then you can spend more quality time with them. And then also you have less customers, but you're making more, so your focus is really right there with them, okay? And it's just, everything becomes better. The quality of everything goes up, the time needed goes down, and they are people that are there to actually be there because they have skin in the game and they put enough in to actually like make it matter to them even more. Because even if you're a super driven person and you're crazy about like success and everything, you still need drivers, because shit happens and it can derail you. And if you don't have a driver, then it's really difficult sometimes to do the right thing. So hopefully this helped you. If you want to learn more,
you can just either book a call with us. There's a call down in you can do it down in the description. If you want me to go into more of this stuff, I can. It's just those are videos in and of itself, but those are the software things that we use. This is how we make this happen, and I hope this has been a good video for you. So talk to you soon. Thanks.